All right, it's time to do the end of the year audit for you. Now, I want you to look at your last 12 months worth of marketing efforts, of data, of sales, of how many opportunities you've had versus how many you've actually closed. Now, I'm not going to go through my entire business backend with you today, but I will show you that in this one account, within this one platform on Facebook, how over the last 13 months, what it looks like, what consistency can feel like, and what kind of results you can have if you have a system set up that can bring you what you need so you could focus on what you do best within your business. Now, my name is Brandon Northwick. Again, I'm the owner of Northwicks Consulting, and this is inside of my Facebook ad account, one of the ad accounts that are running throughout the past 12 to 13 months. Now, if we take a look at this, this is broken down into a dashboard that we created so you can kind of see how everything's laid out. Particularly, a little over $22,000 invested. And if we break that down over what it looks like as far as results, let's take a look, okay? We have 172 meetings that have been scheduled. There have been 289 registrants, which is a pretty good conversion process, right? So that's about 70%, right? Something like that. I have to do the math. But about 65-70% of the people that are actually registering, so giving us their name, phone number, and email saying, hey, I'd like to go ahead and sign up for a call with you, they're moving forward and scheduling an appointment. So let me ask you, what would 172 meetings over the last 12 months do for you, right? Even if you were closing at an abysmal 10%, that's still more than one client per month. And if you're selling, let's say $5,000 to $10,000 services, or you have some type of continuity or monthly membership, you're able to then recoup. And at just that amount, you could stay with the doors open and kind of figure some things out. Now, that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario, you're closing at, let's say, between 40 and 50%. Now, this is pretty amazing because that would be close to, let's say, 80 new clients over the year. Now, 80 clients over the year is at $10,000. It's about an $800,000 a year business just with this. Now, could you be happy pulling in over $800,000 a year with revenue? Now, if you think you can, then it's more important that you listen to what I have to say about the systems than watching the numbers on this screen, because what I'm going to share with you is how this whole thing is actually able to work, because I'm not spending every waking hour creating new ads. As a matter of fact, I want you to take a look at the amount of campaigns that have been created over the last 13 months. 525 campaigns just in this one particular campaign account. I just want to keep this relevant. So imagine having everything work as we want. That's just literally impossible. That's why you're going to see that there are 7 of these that I've selected, which you're going to see are the only 7 offers that we've ran out of these 525 campaigns. If I scroll up and down my campaign list, you're going to see that it's a majority of a repeat to different markets with different angles, using different images and different hooks and things of that nature, so that we can test different elements within the actual funnel. So different landing page structures, all those things are going to be all throughout different variations of the ad copy and such. When we get through that, we're looking at the very end list of all these 525, which I did before I hopped on the video with you, is I see that there are 7 different ads. Now or 7 different offers. This is very important because if you only have one offer that you're running the whole year, you're most likely not gathering as much attention or giving as many people the opportunity to do business with you as is necessary for you to get the growth that you want. On the other side, you want to make sure that you're testing a lot of different elements within your offer. So the naming of the offer, the packaging behind it, the follow-up process, the sales process, all that stuff has got to be taken into consideration because we want to optimize the entire experience and make sure that they're buying in the shortest amount of time possible without losing the trust or the value that's delivered. Now, when we break this down, if you have let's say over the last 12 months, you've got just as many campaigns, but you've got, let's say, 500 offers. You've had just as many offers as you do campaigns. That means that you're not listening to the market. There's got to be something in those 500 that work. So stop testing. I used to do that. I would use something and it would be getting results that was matching my magic number, my KPI, everything that was going to get me what I needed. But then guess what? I would stop it. I'd stop it and then I'd move on to something else. I'd go, you know what? This works. Let me test something else. That doesn't make sense. So if you're like how I was and you're stopping things that are working just to see if you could get something to work better, then just let's stop that right there. Okay, you don't want to do that anymore. Because look at the cost per registration, and let's again think about in your budget right now. Maybe you can't afford the amount that's been investing. Maybe it's minimal, maybe it's more, who knows? But if I've been consistently, and this is what I tell my clients, it's like, look, I'm consistently getting meetings between $50 and $150, depending on what phase they're in, depending on where they come from. Now take a look at this. This is an average of $130 throughout all three of my phases. I have 3 phases within my launch method and my Northwick Sales system. And when we run through each phase, they're going to get you a different cost per acquisition at each level. So an average of my meeting cost is $130 consistently over the last 13 months. So it's not something that is like, oh, well, it just happened or it died out because of what was going on with everything out there in the world today. No, it still remained consistent. I could pull up other accounts from the previous year and match it, which I hope you're doing too, and match 2018 to 2019 as like I'm doing 2019 to 2020. And you'll notice that when you see this trend over 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and you could stay consistent, you've now got a real business model. You have the ability and the freedom to go out into the world and know, okay, well, if I put in $130, I should expect a meeting. Now, if I'm closing 10% of those people, of course, your cost per acquisition now is about $1,300, which still is not bad if you're selling $10,000 services. But if you're not selling that high ticket service, then you know what? You may need to convert at a higher level, right? Let's say you're closing at 33%. Now your cost per acquisition is just under $400. That's very doable. You could be selling courses for $2,000 and scale that bad boy to the moon. Right? So there's a lot of different ways for you to be able to grow your business and grow your company if you have the right leverage and you have the right systems in place. I appreciate you for watching this video today. And if you would like me to take a look at your data, see exactly how we can break this down into your 21-21 growth plan, just go ahead and find the link or the button around this video, schedule your call with me personally, and we'll go into this in about 30-45 minutes and make sure you walk away with a new clear understanding as to how simplified your sales system and your marketing launch can go when you have the right processes in place. Had a great time with you, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.